Showers in a mysterious way. You love your one another and be serious, yeah. When the city rain and fall, I just shower. Every day I've got your work on my mind. Can't stop your work.
A song to introspect from humane reasons. After all is said and all is done, same I one, same world reaction to hate and to love. Same I one. Make them see it when the lion of death fly up in a dove, seeking balance. Same I one. There's a natural mystic in the earth, that's what they really don't know. Spiritual uprising in the people with a burning glow. Confidence in the victory over evil in the Gideon. It's a cold world, but the old world of a witness Africa redemption. After all is said and all is done, same I one, same world reaction to hate and to love. Same I one. Make them see it when the lion of death fly up in a dove, seeking balance. Same I one. I one. This is a highly salutation to all the world nation. Failure for overstand seem on the brink of devastation. World need redemption, a sound mediation, medication, mediation. We bring more balance, stance, unrest in all the lands. Before nuclear pretense was nuclear aspiration. The root of the thought as a method of deterrence, but with adverse results as it encourage all the strong. And the positive and the negative and the neutral march along. And the one thread of humanity ran through everyone. World needs some conscience to be fair to woman. Just watch your family and regard them as one. See my one. See my one. See my one. Oppressing the poor, we can't take it no more. I am sure that unity will bring us back to the core like before, when we were one, like the sea and the shore. What is yours is not for me, I got my own to adore. Where's the love in the tone? Where's the joy in the throne? You're a king, where's the crown? Every word carries sound. You want to see the world, watch our nation play. Little boy and girl, what diplomacy say. Look out, 70,000 gymnasts in a symmetrical set. Let's encourage youth been working on their identity. Like a drop in on the flow of the ocean. Stay this way, stay as one. Seeking balance, see my one. Think of everything you hold in a sentimentality. All your love and caring and your frequency. Get together and provide for our banquet. Make them austerity measures find a leniency. As we gather in the mass of people in the ghetto plenty. When they find reasonable measure with the aristocracy. Make them see it when the lion of the fly up in a double.
Yes, I family. Greetings Greetings and much love, greetings and much light. You know, this is D-Row, this is JowWorks Radio. And family, we got a big vibe for the family tonight. You know, we got several special guests, but before we get into it, I just want to let everybody know, once again, you're locked into a thing called JowWorks Radio. You know, we're in here each and every week, bringing you the best of roots and cultural reggae music. Tonight, we're moving into a very special reasoning series, but we're going to be playing a lot of these fire tunes as well, and especially tonight, as we just learned today, serendipitously, that today is none other than Vaughn Benjamin, Akae Beka's Earthstrong. So tonight we're going to be celebrating this brethren, and we've been doing VI mixes all week. So I mean, it's perfect timing, and yes, family. So I got, like I said, a few special guests, but first I want to introduce my good brethren, my co-host, Eric L., Mr. Ras E.
Yes, in the building.
All right.
Yes.
Yes, Ras. And we got a couple other special guests with us tonight. So, Ras, I'll let you introduce our couple special guests we got tonight.
Yeah, coming back for the third, fourth, fifth time. The griot, Iyaba Mandingo, you know, with the poetry and the trees and the 41 times and the Statue of Liberty. Yes. And for the first time to the JowWorks Groundation, a very, 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 very special guest and a spiritual link up to today's flow. It will be Kafunya Star Rebel, an artist of sound vibration healer, a very, very working on the ground, on the foot worker of the New York scene. You could find her at Nicholas Bookstore, booking all kind of great elder legends, back to back to back. I don't know how long she's been keeping it going, but yeah, I see her face a lot, or her name mentioned on a lot of greats coming through with powerful, you know, wisdom, elder information. And we thank this sister. And I'm gonna tell you how I met Kafunya. I seen her on a little short video, about a 5-minute clip. And she was showing her crystals, and at the end of the clip, she was about to go, and she said, "Y'all can find me swimming with the dolphins. If y'all want to find me, I'll be with the dolphins." So, you know, I dialed right front, you know, not right back, right front. I dialed her up, and I said, "Okay, you said I could find you with the dolphins."
I love that.
Not knowing that in elementary school, I went to Dolphin Elementary, and then right across the street, I played ball at Dolphin Park. Okay, and then I would study the dolphins, and I would find the Dogon's legend of the dolphin, and then I would listen to the great elder of Credo Mutwa talk about, you know, the South African legend of the dolphins, and this creature just keeps showing up itself, and of course in the orca whale, and many other different you know, spiritual nominations. So.
Octavia Butler, you had the sister transform into a dolphin and lived with a dolphin for a few years, and she was hiding from Doro, my favorite wild seed.
Oh.
Missed it.
Sing. And
wow.
I'll give you one time, but.
And
yes,
and who brings us together tonight is a young sister from St. Lucia, which we'll love to get into, along with Kafunya Star Elder has some information to share with us, and this is going to be a natural reasoning and flow, but you know, bringing a gold medal to the island of St. the first ever medal to the little small island, representing the energy of St. Lucy, who sister allegedly in the historical mythology gouged out her own eyes to keep from being persecuted. And so man, we can go a lot of ways with this, man. It's so deep, you know. And I studied the mountains of St. Lucia. And, of course, we're going to get into them crystals and gemstone minerals because that's the whole thing of St. Lucia is them two mountains sticking up there. So, yo, I'm just going to sit back in this revelation that I got going. I've been in the river all day. Just came in from a bonfire, you know.
Good for you. Yes.
Yeah. Ate a conscious meal and ready to deal. So, yes. Let me just back out the way and let y'all do what y'all do. The juju was in the house. The juju was in the house.
Yes.
Full.
No doubt. Yeah, so, like Ras said, we could start any which way. There's so many ways to go. But, you know, I did mention at the beginning of the show that it's our brethren, Vaughn Benjamin, his Earthstrong. And there's not a lot of artists that have made an impact like Vaughn, you know, on this planet. Say what you want to say, you know, but this brethren, we know as a guaranteed fact that people will be listening to his music, you know, thousands of years from now, and will have that impact that's
Absolutely.
is never ending, you know, and never beginning. So, Kafunya, I know I've heard you speak, and we spoke a little bit, you know, before the interview, but that you travel with this brethren, you spent a lot of time, you broke bread with this brethren. Really, I think, you know, towards the beginning of his, you know, career. So, can you speak on some of these experiences and revelations that I know you've had with Vaughn Benjamin and of Vaughn Benjamin?
Oh, wow. It was like, I didn't even, where do I begin? As a matter of fact, I'm going to be producing a book of my experiences working within the music industry. And, you know, I had an opportunity to travel with Judy Mowat as her personal manager. I mean, I was really green in that vein, and you know, I went to Vaugh College to learn more about the entertainment industry or business, and which I graduated from. I completed the courses at Vaugh College in New York City, and I would have this motto saying, "What good is a product or an event if no one knows about it?" So I came up with a company called Make We Do It International with Good Works Productions, and I did, you know, some events and whatnot around New York City. And, you know, I had the pleasure of working with, you know, some really top, you know, artists like Burning Spear and Mikey Dread and some other up-and-coming artists. And then from that, you know, I got a call from Sounds of Brazil, SOBs, which is a renowned club, cabaret in New York City, and we began to work together. You know, I had the opportunity to help secure Garnett's Silk, his first New York appearance. I was responsible for making sure that event happened, and a host of other, you know, artists that, you know, I was the reggae music director. And then I wanted to know, you know, what fills a stadium, what fills a club, what happens with all of that? How does that work? You know, and I was also working uptown in Harlem with a special event company called Vaugh Entertainment, because I was just about to come out of the reggae industry because I was kind of tired of these high-priced talent fees that these artists wanted from Jamaica and couldn't fill a room. So I was just about to just go right into hip hop, R&B, and that genre right there, when I got a call from a gentleman by the name of Preston Powell, who got this CD. It wasn't a CD; it was a tape of Midnight. I knew everybody more or less in the music industry from the reggae side, but I never heard of Midnight before. I never heard of them. And he asked me to help market and get them in front of well-known reggae artists. And I could do that because I was the reggae music director, and so I could put opening acts in front of big-name talent. And that's what I did. And the first big-name talent I put Midnight in front of was Third World, the Third World Band. And after that, everything, was like, it was just like amazing how, putting, having the sense of putting super talent in front of maybe known talent. You know what I mean? Because I used to watch how rock bands used to bring on young up-and-coming artists that had real talent and putting them in front of, big-name rock bands. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And the rest is my story. I mean, I had them on SOB. They're a regular staple in SOBs up until 2018, I think, 2017, between 2017 and 18. But I stopped working with them in 2007, but from the late 90s, like 1999 up into 2007, I had the opportunity to work with them as their manager. I co-managed along with Preston Powell, and then, I would be the one that would go out on the road with them to make sure everything was in divine order, Mm-hmm. And that I did, and I did it well. And, I really, really give thanks for that opportunity, and I used to say, well, God, why me? And the Most High or intuition would say to me, well, why not? Why not you? Because remember, I had put out a call earlier within my subconscious mind, what makes band-filled clubs, stadiums, and arenas. That was the thing. And, I started managing a band. I mean, it was wow. It was amazing. And Vaugh and I, the whole Midnight Crew Band was beautiful, working with all of the brothers, including his brother Vaughn Benjamin. So I'd like to big up Vaughn Benjamin as well, because those two are the founding members of the Midnight Band. So I want to give props to, Ron, who continues to do music as well. And I had the opportunity to really sit down and build with Vaughn, because I didn't know Vaughn was a Leo. I didn't know, we had a lot of things in common, like, if people know him, they know his full name, and my government name is the opposite of, like in Paris, they call Michaela or Michael. It's like Michael, Michaela, Michelle, like that. It was that kind of vibration. And the fact that he is a Leo, a sun sign such as myself, it was like, wow, this is amazing. And so my first album that I marketed and promoted was called Unpolished. So that was like, what? You know, and in the beginning it wasn't easy, you know, because a lot of people wasn't feeling it. So I had to really, really work that, you know, and say, hey, man, y'all need to listen to this because he's talking about brothers and sisters in the diaspora and also in Africa, you know. And I you know, during the tours and whatnot, I was bathed in the sound of midnight. I was bathed in all of those music, all of those albums, you know, Seek Knowledge Before Vengeance, Seek Knowledge Before Vengeance, Unpolished,
Vision.
There's
Vision.
Vision.
Yeah.
What else? Which is the other one? Not Great Jubilees of Zion. You know,
That's some of the best.
I mean, it's so many, you know, pieces of music that I was bathed in. You know, I was bathed in the sound of the Midnight Band, and the music was very spiritual because I was definitely into roots and culture. Definitely, that was my my calling. I wanted to do roots and culture. I wasn't interested in any other type of music except the upliftment of, you know, our people. You know what I mean? Hold on, I'm gonna put on my headphones for a second. Yeah, let me know if you hear me.
I might try.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. We hear you clear.
Okay, good. So it's like, oh my God, it was like, you know, when I reflect and I see all the albums that, you know, that I have, you know, and I look at some of the pictures and everything like that, I said, oh boy, that's a journey. And then the thing of it is that being in the position that I was in, you know, I was able to reach out to other talent buyers and say, hey, you know, you really got to check out this band because they're really, really good. And I would say the rest is my story and their story. And then after we departed, you know, we went our separate ways. Then in, I think, 2017 or 2018, Vaughan became transformed into Akae Beka. So some of those music I helped, you know, get out there unofficially. You know, I would help promote those albums, you know, from different producers and whatnot. And then in 2019, I think it was 2019, in December of 2019, I was invited to Florida to receive a Lifetime Achievement Award for Vaughan after his transition. I was like, because he transitioned in November, and they did this big tribute to him in Miami, and I have to send you that video of that event where I was able to talk a little bit about him, and I received the award on his behalf, and I decided that I was not going to keep the award, that it should go to his family. So I shifted the award to his family, you know, because, you know, I mean, it's for him and his children and his legacy. And so I give thanks and praise to the Almighty that they, you know, that spirit of discernment that, yo, that award is for Vaughn's family. You know what I mean? And I still feel him, you know, from time to time. And sometimes I have visions of him, you know, and sometimes I'll wake up with a song, you know, as I'm coming out of sleep into consciousness, like he has a song, I forgot the name of the album, but it's like fighting for her, fighting for the earth. And it was like, what's the name of that? Where's that? What's the name of that album? So it was like, he's still sending messages, from the spirit world, because remember, all of what we see around us is in an unknown. It's unknown. You can't see it until the energy is put towards it. So the cell phones, everything that we see was already in somebody's mind. That's just like the spirit world. That is the spirit world, not just like the spirit world.
That's it.
It is the spirit world. You know what I mean? Yes. So I just give honors and respect to the family of Vaughn. I had a chance to meet his dad. I had a chance to, meet some of his children. And it's a journey. And I'm going to be, talking about that in an up-and-coming book, talking about being a divine feminine or female in the music industry. It's not an easy thing for a woman, I tell you, because my youth then was still in grade school, so to speak. And for me to travel, as a single parent, Preston used to say, Kafunya, I don't know how you do it, but, I had support. So that was the most important thing, that I had support for me doing this missionary mission work. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I just give thanks, and on his day of remembrance, I give thanks for the item for acknowledging his presence, because as we know, spirit and soul can never cease to be. It's just in another formation,
Right.
But they still communicate.
I got a quick question for you. This Preston, where's he based out of? I'm trying to figure out if I know that, brethren.
He is based out of Westchester, I believe.
Oh, okay. Westchester, New York. Got you. Okay. All right, that's someone different.
Yeah, that's when I met him. I don't know where he used to live from before, but he, he's the one that wrote me in. He got in contact with me and said, Kafunya, I know your value is very valuable, but I want you to do this for me. And I did, because the music spoke to me, and it still does.
Well, as you don't know, don't come to pull it up, but I just hear us trumpet call. Hey, hey, thanks for life, for every good feeling, evening and morning. Thanks for life. Well, even if I know people real alright, long as all the people don't feel alright, keep the goal inside. Good life, joy and happiness, make that right. Alright. Oh, thanks for life. Long as man they out there, the bright sunlight. Man they cultivate so society to higher right. Cultural birthright. Thanks for life. Spark out on a thought and they share out they eat. Yeah, yo. Same kind of way how we live and repeat once and twice. No, but that's just well all the share out all the equal night. Here, yeah. I'll sit for contribution, fire, yeah. All leads forwardation, groundation, yeah. Manners wave and pass for distribution, yeah. Left the vibes already, all attention, yeah. Raga of the Ethiopical vision, yeah. Doing Rastafari works, but yeah. Family to aim for life, to ask for life. Who say nothing good now, Gagwana? White teeth, they smile, yeah, and quite genuine. I and thanks for life. Yeah, yo, for the realest behavior is the sustenance and obedience. Yeah, feed each other. Oh, sharper, I am in the area. Hey, I'll sip a contribution, yeah. Yeah, all leads forwardation, groundation, yeah. Manners wave and pass for distribution, yeah. Connect the ganja vibe, they all up on the tension, yeah. Raga of the Ethiopical vision, yeah. Doing Rastafari works out, yeah. Thanks for life, yeah. We thank for life. More respect than what good love and talking. I gotta do it just sparking. Oh, long time now hear the whole of them talking. But it's right now is doing Rasta doing thing. Oh, Rasta man live up to the right thing. I'll make the day before the Arab and the Viking. Be the intellectual talk where they speaking. Be a ragamuffin economizing. Giving thanks for life. Yeah. Give thanks for life.
We got so much coming up tonight, family. It's like it's crazy, and I know we got a lot of we're gonna be moving in a fluid poetry kind of night. We got so much to bring tonight for the family. But Kafunya, speaking of poetry, when I think of Vaughn's music, I mean it is poetry. It's a lot of it's really spoken word over rhythms. But my question for you is, I mean, this brethren, how many songs did he write? You know, how many songs did he do? He did so many. And that's not a question for you, but this man, I don't know of any artist as prolific as Vaughn Benjamin. I'm curious if you, in your time spending with him, if you ever had were around him when he was either writing music or putting songs together, or I've heard different stories of whether he actually wrote songs. Some of them weren't even written; they were just off the top of his head. But you got any insight on how he came about, creating these tones for us?
Well, I would just say they were like downloads because he's a prolific reader. He would read, ancient books. The man was a scholar too. And from my opinion and from what I saw, he must have at least 100 albums or more out there, 100, I would say, books, different chapters and whatnot. And, there's a couple of times that I saw him in the studio. I think we were in New Mexico. I'm not sure of, I think it was in New Mexico, if my memory serves me right. And, I would just be an observer and see how he does things. And then he wrote a book of poems, which someone captured, and I never got my book back, But that's another story. But prayerfully, I'll get another copy of his book of poems. And I didn't even know he did that. For me, my brother, it was a very good learning experience because it showed me that they didn't necessarily need a label to promote them. They were like the people's choice. You know what I mean? And me coming from Baruch College and getting, oh, you shouldn't put an album out. You should let this album marinate and whatnot. But no, when he felt like putting out another album and whatnot, he would put that out. He would put it out with no problem. And I learned that you can be an independent artist and win. I learned that from them, being an entrepreneur in the music industry. And they were special. I mean, they were well known in North Carolina and South Carolina, and most notably in Washington, D.C., and I just give thanks and praise for the experience. It's very heartwarming. And when he transitioned, I had to jump in the shower, because I got a call from my good sister in Rhonda Brown, who has done some works with Vaughan as well. And I got a call, and I just had to jump in the shower. And I said, I am not going to mourn this brother. I am going to celebrate his life. And that's exactly what I did, because I know, based on different people's experiences, that the soul and the spirit could never cease to be. And there were times that, Vaughan would come and visit. I wouldn't even be thinking about him. Not, all of a sudden I would get a vibe, from him, of his presence, and I would honor that. And that lets me know that life goes on in a different form. So sometimes when people say rest well, Vaughan ain't hardly resting. He ain't hardly resting, Rasta. He's doing his work, because that's why you can still feel his presence on the earth.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And the people who love him for real, keep his name going and listening to the music and honoring that, And I understand that Ron is going to be doing some touring, I think, in Europe. So I don't have the dates or anything like that, and I don't know if he's going to be coming in America, to be doing any shows. But I welcome that. You know what I mean? I welcome that 110%.
Yeah, Vaughn's got a vibe. He's going to be, if he's going to be, is he going to be touring with like with the original Midnight Band, or who he's going to be with?
Oh, I don't know. I don't have that information, but as soon as I do, I'll let you know who he's going to be touring with, because I haven't heard from him in a while. But prayerfully, when that time comes, when the Most High see it fit, the energy, the frequency for the connect to happen, like how we connected, Ras E, how everything is a divine order of things, and nothing happens before the time. You just keep sending out good, positive vibrations, and hopefully, and prayerfully, the link will happen.
True. So yes, in continuation of the celebration of Mr. Vaughn Benjamin, Akae Beka, we in the house with Mandingo, Iyaba, and Kafunya Star Rebel, and we're gonna forward with some poetry and some. I don't know if you bought the crystal bowls with you, but we're going to make a joyful noise.
Oh, and guess what? It's 11:11. Oh my God, I love it.
Yeah.
Rastafari, 11:11.
Yeah.
I tell you, that number right there. And can I just sidetrack a little bit?
See?
I'm a lover of good music, whether it's R&B, bachata, whatever it is. But when I saw that Chris Brown was doing an 11:11 tour, something attracted me. My eyes attracted to 11:11, and I said, "What? He's doing a tour 11:11?" And that brother has gone through a lot of things, and his transformation. It's like Hujah bliss. No one can curse, and when you have, that good energy around you, all things are possible. And I said, I gotta go see what this 11:11 tour is all about, because I know what 11:11 means. It's a master number, and it has a frequency, a very, very high frequency. And I went. As a matter of fact, I went to 2 shows and saw this wonderful being overcoming his adversity, and we all have come over things, and some people are successful and some folks are not. But when you have the Most High in your corner, all things are possible. So, 11:11, and that's what triggered. That's why I did the sidebar, because I said, "Whoa, 11:11," master number. Okay.
Yes. Yo, so I got a quick question for both of y'all before we introduce Iyaba Ibo Mandingo. Now, you guys are in pretty close proximity to each other. I'm curious, do you guys know each other? Kafunya and Iyaba, have you ever crossed paths in your journeys, as far as you know?
Well, no. I don't know. Maybe if I see the face, okay. I could have. I don't know.
That's what I was going to say as well. The name rings, but I'm good with faces. So I would love.
Me
to
too.
I could tell you probably. I know I've been in SOBs more times than I could count.
Yeah, well, you probably saw me on the mic, on the 1s and 2s, in my spaceship.
You booked Asajifu. You booked Ras E.
Oh, yes, right? Brother Asajifu. Yes, Brother Asajifu. A very good brethren of mine. Yes. Yeah, one of my bona fide brethren.
Yeah. So I know. Once you said booking, I know, because I went several times at his personal invitation, because he was opening up. One time he opened up for Vaugh and them, and I went. So yes, I figured the minute you said that you were booking, I know you had to know Asad before. So I'm sure we've crossed paths, whether formally or informally. I'm sure.
Right, and at the same time, Asadifu, we're still in contact with one another. And he's a beautiful, beautiful brethren. And, I just love his vibration and his poems. And he's an amazing spoken word artist, for sure.
Yeah. Beautiful brother, beautiful, beautiful spirit. I like the vibe of the night, because earlier this year, him and I went back to St. Lucia for the second time. St. Lucia is mystically beautiful. Doing some poetry.
Well, I visited St. Vincent. I lived in St. Vincent for a while. And when you go on the Grenadine sign, you could see the 2 breasts of St. Lucia.
Yeah.
From St. Vincent.
Yeah, them 2 breasts. I'm telling you, where you rest.
Yep.
Yeah. Mystic place, man. Mystic place. I swim in a green lake there that was, the water was magic, man. To jump into the water was like, whoa. over there full of juju. Full of juju. That's it. Yeah.
Juju.
I hear you.
Yeah. Well, Kafunya, you're just wait until you hear Iyaba drop some of his gems tonight, his jewels, because his brethren's got some fire, man. Iyaba, you've been on the show several times, Iyaba, but guarantee there's some people out there who haven't heard you before. So if you don't mind, if you can just do a quick introduction of, you do a lot of works, but if you can give us a rundown on some of your beautiful works.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking to me, Ras E.
That's all right.
No, we'll give thanks, brethren. Iyaba Ibo Mandingo. Before I went to Africa, I used to say that I was sort of run down all of my different tools that I use. And after Africa, meeting with the elders there, I'm a griot. I'm a jelly. I tell stories, and I come from a long line of storytellers. And Vaugh and I, he's a tribesman. We come from the same place, Antigua. I was born 3 weeks after him, so came on the earth at the same time. My mother used to sing with his father, so we come from that line. It's storytelling, and that is a designation, a job, an assignment. And so even if you run from it like Jonah, the way it's still going to come through and make it come back and tell stories. So I tell stories. I paint sometimes, I sculpt sometimes, I poetry sometimes, I act sometimes, I playwright sometimes, I sing sometimes, I vocalize sometimes. But it's always in the goal of telling the story and getting people to start being human again, instead of just thinking that it's just human beings. That's one word. When it's actually human, being, humans being, and that is sort of the goal and the job. And that is why Vaughan is going to ring it forever and ever. Amen. Because he reminded us of humanity, of being human, and of being love and being alive, and of how easy that was to turn on was if you turn on love. So that is, especially in these times, that message is beyond necessary, it's beyond relevant. It's like the only thing right now, because every day people getting killed and you're talking about some very frivolous things in this part of the world, so necessary. And I remember being in St. Croix a couple of months after the Virgin transition, and hanging out down there in the same area. We just hung out with them Virgin, and many of our brethren kind of overlap. And once them guys met me, it was an honor to hear them tell me that they feel a spirit in me, because I feel the same way. I feel that truth to power is very important, and doing it in a clever way so they don't take your life right away is also very important. And I think that was Vaughn's gift. So I was very honored to even be mentioned in that same vibe, and I feel it's a thing to strive towards, because it's just the way the brethren surrendered to the universe and became a portal. So we could hear the things that we need to hear, and hear them in ways that were so clever that you had to sit in your head for a little while, and maybe after the concert or after 2 weeks after the record, you're laughing because you realize he just said them. Like how Marley would say, like a feather heavy like lead. That is drawn in a mouthful. Power philosophy flows through my head, like a feather heavy like lead. That is Vaughn Benjamin from front to back. Right? Because the reason they took him home, because as an immigrant in St. Croix, they wouldn't let him be valedictorian even though he was valedictorian. That's why in one of his songs he says that the valedictorian was with the sheep when they sow and they reap. That's what that was about. So his old man sent him back to Antigua and buried him badly, because he said, well, you didn't want him when he was alive, so you don't get to have him now either. Okay? So I thought that was very powerful. So that is.
Brethren, you know that they're naming a park after him in his honor.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't know of that, yes?
Is this in Dudley or in St. Croix?
In St. Croix.
In St. Croix?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sis, well, it's always when we're safe, then we are embraced.
Yes.
Always. Say Antigua did the same. People wouldn't Antigua. Vaughan didn't have a good time doing shows in Antigua when he was alive. He didn't get like the biggest fame.
Right.
Now Antigua love him off because we will love him now. Just like they do with Bob.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to go on the record. I want to go on the record as saying for clarity, being a poet and a writer. Since the creation of time, there's no man that ever come to a microphone and call himself lyricist, singer, poet that can go near Bob, near Vaughan. And I can say that loving Vaughan, I loving Bob and loving Peter and loving Bernstein and all of like Bob. I felt like Bob gave us the Bible, the word. Vaughan
right.
interpreted them things and brought. It's a different vibration. So the heights of this brother and his word play and his ability to bust your head open and then bring it back down and then bust your head open and bring it back down and then bust your head open in a 3-minute song was heavy and a gift that I personally have never heard anybody do with such proclivity. I know the Quantum Fire say he when he was down there hanging out with him, he said, he heard about how the brother did write and how prolific he was. And he said he sees himself one morning, Vaughan wake up and say, I get a vibe and write the whole. He said in that day he wrote a whole album.
Right.
The whole that he play all the instruments, sing everything and put the thing together. And he said that is when he really understood that the brethren was on a different level, man. But sister, you said something very important. The brother Toni Morrison, favorite writer. She says the best writers are usually prolific readers and they devour books. And that's something that's actually going. Devouring. Like now, Basquiat did another one. They're now realizing that they don't get to push that brethren into a little box because he was clairvoyant. So he was reading Kierkegaard and Tchaikovsky and all them people. So that the things he was writing, they were not nonsensical words. He was actually, and some of it was very, 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 satirical critique of the art world in that time. And they didn't even realize they buy and work and things that he's chastising them and talking about their shallowness. And because he was so clever with the words he chose, now they
wordsmith.
None of it was haphazard. All of it was beyond genius, man. I don't know if he was ever married, but it's 100% sure that he was a high genius on the level of whoever you want to call, be it Einstein or whoever. The brethren, when it's long and hear everyone talking about anything, any subject, any topic you want to go.
Any topic. And you know what, brethren? The other thing is that he is the first artist that I saw that would do a 3-hour concert or 4-hour concert and then have another reasoning with the people who wanted to meet and greet him.
Yep.
It's
crazy.
Very deliberate. Very deliberate in which way, Ethiopian Orthodox Church, and you talk about when you get into that vibe, you learn about, and he was a fanatic on the book of Enoch. He could break it down to you backwards.
Yes.
And
yes.
The chant, like in Ethiopian Orthodox Church, they tell you of one of the saints who was the one who, it's not Tekle Amenat, I'm going to forget the name now because I want it, but he was one that was the saint of singing. And when he sung, it suddenly people stopped, and it was a chanting that he did. And when you listen to how Vaughan phrased, he literally took that man's phraseology and applied it. So that's why you just get some of them songs just take you high. It's like listening to a monk go through meditations and it has that kind of very deliberate thing. When Mommy talked about his father, Mommy said his father was a brilliant singer who had a range, and you hear it in him and you hear it in Ronnie. You can hear the singing talent, and that's something he stumbled into. It's something that they grew up in a house. They grew up around that all the time because their father was one of Antigua's most celebrated singers and musicians in the 70s.
Yes.
60s,
yes. Okay. And his sisters too.
Likewise, the reason why they played every instrument that you could put in front of them, because that's what they were.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, it turns out y'all do know each other.
I'm telling you, I can't wait to meet him.
The juju, man. This brother, since the first time he lit up Beverly D airwaves, he was coming in with the juju. He was making sure he put the juju up first in the Makwaland, sitting with the elder, and he was talking about how the juju, how the brethren them just smiled. They just smile and. Whatever's in your thought, whatever in your thought mental, it just comes to you. You don't even have to sweat or suffer for it.
Yeah, man.
True.
With mommy, when I asked mommy in my line, I said, "Mama, what is God?" And she laughed at me the way she kind of gave me that look, when you ask a dumb question to your grandmother. And she put her hand on my shoulder and she said, "In the morning, I wake up and I open my eyes." And she got up and walked away from me laughing. The same way, like. City boy, and I stood there, and that was 2015. And as Rastafari knows, from that moment to now, I have never had another thought or confusion about what God is, because women who by Western standards would be qualified as illiterate, as all of the things that would be qualified, they said that she shouldn't have that kind of knowledge. We're on the top of a mountain in the Makwaland. It's like 7 in the morning, I'm smoking my spliff, and I'm looking at what I see is fog. And I say, "Mommy, why so foggy?" She said, "You're in the cloud, boy." And so that prompted my question now, because I already feel high. So I'm like, she's like, in the morning I wake up and I open my eyes. That is God. And my brain, it hasn't come back to the normal size of face like that woman told me that. And that is what people like Vaughan strive towards. It's like the kind of truth that brings clarity, that
Yes,
that is almost a survival. Like any kind of thing that you do on stage on Friday and Sunday and Saturday, and then the rest of the week you go back to whatever your life is. Like every day you are looking for this truth that is not to just have, but so that you can live. Because, I know for a fact that you probably get the same thing I used to get as a boy, which was you're too inquisitive, and if you go and sit down and start minding big people business, because you would come with these questions like why? And why? And why? And why?
Yep.
And how come this is that and that is so? And those kind of things is, as boys in the Caribbean and Antigua, place like Antigua, you didn't have TV, so that's what you had. So by the time I leave Antigua at 11, 2 years after Vaughan left to go to St. Croix, I had all the Hardy Boys books destroyed, all the Nancy Drew books destroyed, all the Swiss Family Robinson, all them English books destroyed, Charles Dickens destroyed, all of them done eat off already. And because that is what. So to me now, realizing that I'm a writer is
right.
It was predetermined. I mean, it's the you see something prolific and you don't really check into what's behind it and the vocabulary that a brethren like Vaughan uses when he's talking. All of them things to me are inspiring. When you have a brethren who him and I he would be exactly 55 today, and in 3 weeks I'll be 55. So it's like that our generation, there are many of us who hid in books, because in them days you were still being called a nerd, and being black you weren't really called a nerd, you were just weird, because there was nothing in the 80s, 90s when it came to school that you could plug into if you were somebody who didn't want to be a drug dealer, who didn't want to be a hip hop rapper dude, who didn't want to just like look like one of the cliche people. There wasn't a place that you could go like and people would say, "Yo, this dude like books." You just became like the weirdo, and the weirdo either became something like an outcast, or they grew into the poet or the singer or the painter. And to be 55 now and watching, my peer group of people, as I travel the planet and I meet the people that are in my age group and see them and we sit and talk, there's always this similar story of not like being alone, but of understanding from a very early age that there was a lot more to this than just being, always laughing all the time and always sort of TV and the things that were just surfacey. So we went looking, and that is inspiration for more to come behind us. So I give thanks to the Brethren for that, and I celebrate his life on a regular basis for that,
Yes.
Yeah, and I know that I probably knows Jared. You know Jared too?
No.
Jared would do. Yeah, from St. Croix. He would do some of the California tours with Midnight. And then some tours with, I believe, with Akae Beka. You know?
Yeah, I don't know that.
So he's another, he has a shop in St. Croix called Natural Vibes. It's a cultural store. And, you know, he knew Vaughn very, very well also. You know, he's a brethren who also, when I went to the Gambia, I didn't know that he was traveling to the Gambia too. And let me tell you, brethren, oh my God, the Gambia is so beautiful for me. And it was my first time traveling there in March of 2020, the so-called 2024. And when I spoke to Jared, huh?
So this year you were there?
Yes.
This year? Oh, wow. So you still full of juju there, man. You full of juju.
Oh man, let me tell you, I got some seashells. Let me tell you oh God, look. I got some very beautiful shells from the sea that my intuition just said, start collecting these shells, right? And I do some pop-up shops where I have some cowrie shells in the form of beautiful necklaces and bracelets. And then I also put the shells on my table. And this German woman, this past Saturday, came up to my table and said, how much are your shells? And I just said, well, I just named the price. I said, well, you could just give me $5 for one. And not only did she want one, she wanted two of them because they're so special. When I get your number, brethren, I'm going to send you a picture of those shells. They're very, very spiritual and very calming. And I can't wait to go forward again to collect. I want to collect at least 100. 100 of them. Because they're so special. Yes, I.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I think. Go ahead.
No. So you say I still have the juju in me.
That didn't go nowhere. As a matter of fact, when you said shells now, shells to me, the ocean. I come from fishermen, from the south part of Antigua. And so anytime I hear shells, I hear ocean. Anytime I hear ocean, I hear my old people. Anytime I hear the old people, I remember that you didn't invite them in yet, so shame on them. I will rectify that right now.
Yes, forward.
Woo. I'm telling you. You see, and can I just share something with the item? You see, nature, like I remind people that we are not the only beings on the planet. And we have to remember that because nature is king and queen here. And if you look at nature, you know how to live. And so when I go into the water, when I first landed in the Gambia or when I first landed in Senegal, I was like, oh shit, I crossed the Atlantic Ocean. That's a big thing. Crossing a body of water, and to land in Senegal was amazing. And to also go to the slave castle, where our ancestors were humiliated. Oh man, let me tell you, brother. When I look at those pictures and everything, go ahead.
No, this is so that's the perfect segue. Let's call this an impromptu introduction, and since you set it up so perfectly, he sits to me like a tidal warrior contemplating his youth, battles lost in one another's search for truth. Imagining myself as him and traveling back in time to see American Technicolor black and white when Ku Klux Klan burned crosses in the night, and response to a black demand from youth in the southern magnolias bore dead castrated peculiar fruit. When Jim Crow sign showed us our water fountains, and before Martin Luther climbed his mountains, through all of this and countless more, walked this old man who sits next door. With skin so full of melanin, the South must have been rough for him. He must have swallowed all his pride to take America in stride and still be here at 86 in spite of all the stones and sticks they used to try to break our bones. And Hoover's taps on Huey's phones and all the blood that's spilling run from U.S. manufactured guns and all the line presidents. And all the times they raised the rent and all the blacks to war they sent to die for them and all the sellout niggas who lie for them. Through all of this old man walks, and still to sit and hear him talk. His strength remains, his pride remains, his love remains, his stride remains. He died this year. I will not forget, and I haven't forgotten you, mother dear. The wailing of your cries that lives within my ears, I haven't forgotten the way it said to only have your child for a while and fear the auctioneer, becoming human steer. I remember your womanhood. You could pick 50 sachets of cotton. I haven't forgotten you could face the whip. 3 months within a ship, founding fathers, invading hips, stealing your sons and daughters away today. Tomorrow, African names become Smiths. Black people seem to love it and are willing to sit and watch them colonize you, imperialize you, globalize you, and Tarzan movie trivialize you. But the warmness of your tropical womb, I still remember sucking raw melanin from your breast. Mount Kilimanjaro's peaks, my cheeks, those black skin, nose, and lips survived the ships and whips and founding fathers, invading hits. So they see both of your faces today too. I'll make them remember what they did to you. Cool. Okay, now we can talk.
Wow.
The elders are in the house now. Yes.
Well, I
Give
have
thanks.
one to answer that, which I am. It's called I Reminisce Africa. I Reminisce Africa. Carried across the sea in misery, misery. I reminisce my culture stolen from me, my culture. I'm looking for it because I don't have it memorized, but as you were talking, I was saying, ooh, I reminisce Africa, I reminisce Africa. Coming across the sea in misery, misery. I reminisce my culture stolen from me, my culture stolen. You know, and here I have another one here called My Answer to Africa, My Story. Black my story from my heart. I am the breathing scroll that they speak of in the ancient of days, past, present, and future now. Every breath I take, every second, every moment, every minute, every hour, every day of our existence, dark matter does matter, coming from the black hole of the infinite universe. I'm just expressing the power of the I am, which dwells within. I am African. I am indigenous. I am you and you are me, the original human. Black my story. It cannot just be 28 days. No way. Redo the math. 365 days. Unlimited. Wake up and live. Black my story. From my heart. Black my story.
Yeah, bring me along.
Okay. So I got the reminisce. Okay, so do you mind if I say the whole thing? I reminisce.
Let
Africa
off.
land, I reminisce.
Let it
Okay.
off.
I reminisce Africa land, I reminisce of how it might be if not crossing the sea in misery. I reminisce my culture stolen from me, my culture stolen. My way of life without strife, natural surroundings without boundaries. I reminisce Africa land, my Africa land. Bright blue skies and birds flying high and free. That's you and me. You hear the cries. You keep on wondering why we're restless, but you keep on testing us. We have the knowledge, and it's not found in college, bound by walls of truth buried deep in your mind and mine. I reminisce Africa. I reminisce Africa of families not broken by evil intentions, children free from afflictions, poverty, and much vanity. And that's insanity. I reminisce about Africa land. I reminisce Africa of how it might be if not taken captive across the sea, bound in chains and sold like livestock on auction blocks. Like a baby longs for its mother's breast, I reminisce Africa. Swept across the sea, separated from our ancestral land, scattered north, east, south, and west. And yes, we were put to the test and still being tested. You can take a people from the land, but that true spirit shall rise and rise. I reminisce Africa land of how it might be if not taken across the sea in misery. I reminisce about Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
Okay. Are we still live? Are we still good?
Yeah. We're still good. Still good.
So I'm gonna echo that with this: is bones. An ocean of bones connect me to you across the ocean's blue. Breathing stale dungeon air, packed and ready for shipping. European goods, cost and expenses, supply and demand. Man, woman, and child, marinating in the filth of fear and confusion. Belly to back, foot to head, overstock to counteract product damage during transport. Sick, dead, and rebel flung into throbbing sea. Ebony woman escaping savage lust, jumping to the freedom of death, into forever water of blood and salt and peace, and triangle sharks who remember the taste of sugar cane and cotton and tobacco and African flesh.
Calling Africa. Africa, we are your sons and daughters in the West. Please don't forsake us, and we won't forsake you. Brothers and sisters in Africa, you never came back for us, though we are family. We were lost in a strange land with a deadly plan. Lost in a wilderness, we could not sing our song in a strange land. Those them who did the shameful act, selling to astute foreigners, invaders, still want to divide us and hide us. But we hear your cry. We are coming nearer and closer to one another, yet we have a long way to go. We miss you as quiet as it's kept, and the forces are fighting so hard to keep us apart. However, it's in the stars. We march hand in hand to learn of each other in the land of the beginning. Africa, we really love. Africa, we are your sons and daughters in the West. It is in our DNA, yet many seem to forget. The self-love that we had for each other was a part to divide and rule us from each other. When you look at me, I see you, and you see me, calling Africa the land of the beginning of everything. Calling Africa, calling Africa.
One time from life a cat and night, then you can go on. And for them, we coming from billions in a straight line. I am manifest, not a preach and one. Hey yo, oh yeah. When them things say that I broke them down, I improve. Rastafari from them dead that I want go. How to rob who got nothing to lose. Who in your shoes, why be looking at another man's shoes? Government shoes and pays his dues. And then don't blow them stuntman fuse. Recycle and overuse. Overactive and don't confuse. Whoa. I create love, joy from the power of hell. It is the hung spanner scale, and the ghetto you the well. Redemption is a vision in progression. See the Antomenes, Greek kings, some attitudes of Kush, true historical ring. One king of king, one king of king. And so the Rastaman they sing no. A cradle of joy, a grip of peace. Respect now from the greatest to the least. For the jealousy to see. Yeah, yeah. Love who you got so close and ease. Love who you got so close and ease. Love them if you got them so close and ease. Action is better, but the speech is finer. Pick up your vision and not leave yourself behind. Lift up your hand, tune in you to the righteous mind. What about when blind they are they lead the blind? Easier be kind rather than be unkind. Feel out of the habit and no heed the rain. How to all appear from all who go sign. What if it's matter what they over mine? What if it's binary where they in the vine? Be a two can sink a line. Such sensation has to blow the mind. Yeah, 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 yeah. A cradle of joy, a grip of peace. Respect down from the greatest, down to the least. For such jealousy to cease. Love who you got so close and easy. Love them if you got them so close and easy. Love them if you got them so close and easy. Love them if you hold them so close and easy. Make sure you're not confined to the beast. Oh yeah, you are. Yeah,
Okay. Maybe I blinked. But I do think I remember seeing her from the plane. I was looking for an Ellis Island vibration when I entered this nation, but this place wasn't mine to have. One day I went looking for her to get some liberty from her. I wondered if she'd have anything to say, but I think they closed her mouth the same day they closed Ellis Island. I walked inside her dress and looked up past her breast to see her crown here from the ground. The stairway to her brain moved slowly as a midday train, and as I climbed to the top, the stairs they seemed much steeper. And when I looked the way I came, the bottom seemed much deeper. The top was claustrophobic and made plenty people sick. The door to the unstretched arms was off limits. No one could go there anymore since Ellis Island closed her doors, but I wanted to go up there and see what Kilpatrick and Carlucci and McGuinness and Goldstein and Smith see. My name is Mandingo, and now today it's off limits to me. She represents America in more ways than they know. I climbed her top to find these doors where many entered before and now not anymore. I descended her stairwell of iron coal, realizing Miss Liberty had lost her soul and all her liberty had been sold to those who could pay with their white skin. Mr. Ellis would check them in. European second home where the Indian and Buffalo used to roam, and third world people get sent back home by xenophobic offspring of European boat people who now write laws that would have sent their great-grandparents back to Ireland, back to Italy, back to Eastern Europe, back to Western Europe, back to feeling black like third world people waiting for Mr. Ellis to write his sequel. From her beacon hand grows worldwide freedom, cries she with silent lips. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. But for third world people, there doesn't seem to be a knob anymore. So maybe I blink.
They say the land of the free. They say this land is the land of the free. However, if you disagree with the powers that should not be, you will see how free to be. They say freedom of speech, but if you disagree what the policies be, watch the hypocrisy come to thee. If you don't know, if you if you don't know his story of how it came to be, if you don't know the roots of the pledge, how could you ever sing, oh, say, can you see? They say this is the land of the free. However, if you disagree with the powers that should not be, you will see how free to be. As the Constitution and the amendments get stripped away, they say freedom of speech, but if you disagree what the policies be, watch the hypocrisy come to thee. They say the land of the free, I ask for who? I ask it is for the people, by the people. What else can I say? They say this is the land of the free. But if you disagree, you'll cease to be. I like this. It's like we're doing with, like how the DJs do tune for tune.
Mommy, you know I want to go America. Nothing now go marry about America. You know I want to buy no mango there supermarket. You want to pick them off a mango tree and besides, all the milk and honey don't share out. It's only hand to mouth living in government projects where guns are barking instead of dogs and sirens replace the sounds of the crickets and frogs. At night, the policeman keeps watching me. I see people through my dreams, arresting my aspirations. So, mommy, you know I want to go America. I'm not now going to marry about America.
All right. Well, red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue means so many things. Represents glory and power. Can be right and true. How do you do? Red, white, and blue. Blissed and rich. Natural beauty at its best. Many come to quench their many hopes and dreams. Oh, but the darkness it has shed to the native, the Navajo, the Apache, the Blackfoot, the Hopi, the Cherokee, the East Indian, the Africans, the people in this land and around the world. Still chant and dance to the sounds of nature and freedom. Red, white, and blue means so many things. Represents glory and power. Can be right and true. You dare and you still seek to hold on to what is theirs. Red, white, and blue. You continue to be so cruel. All wounds that continue to ooze needs a genuine attention to relieve the worldwide tension. Truth that won't fade away with false illusions that you continue to produce about a people's land that is so grand. Red, white, and blue for many represents power and glory. It's the same old story. Starts to get gory with hidden truth. Red, white, and blue. Some even died for you, not knowing the real agenda may place you in danger. Do you ever wonder, do you really care? Red, white, and blue means so many things. Represents glory and power that can be right and true. How do you do? Red, white, and blue.
Mine started on my heart. Roots go down to my toes. 31 years ago, they started sprouting out of my brain like cosmic antennas tuning into the Most High. Really. I never meant for you to think it was a hairdo and remember do your hair in a twist to look like this. Natural living, peace and giving, telepathic vibes. Beating drums, guerrilla chest, gone to help dissect the stress. Reaching out round the corners of your hair and over the corners of your beard. Just don't be scared, dreadlocks, go in the beard too. Put a spine in that head. You see, Natty Dread is not a joke, and Natty Dread is more than smoking herb and blunt. You can't use the vibration within the meditation for creation. You're wasting the inspiration. Stop smoking my Natty Dread. Babylon swear I was you mistaking my covenant for your hairdo with your dead Natty Dreadlocks hanging down. Face those crazy bald heads. Face those crazy bald heads. Tracy says the deadlocks with their broken antennas. You're the reason my reception has been so bad lately. You wouldn't last 2 days in the hills of the Rastaman, moving in sync with the land, eating Ife stew, pumpkin and callaloo instead of your swine and cheese, man. Please. Those people with a store-bought twist will never nut up like this. These are Naya Bingley roots. They go straight up out of truth. I man see your bloody hamburgers and raise your vegetables and fruits. Barber's cheers and barber's shears to crop your deadlocks through the ear so you can hear what I am saying to you. My natty dreadlocks is not no bumbleclad here, do.
Hold on. Hold on. Wait. We belong. We belong here. No matter how many you may maim, murder, and kill, we will and shall rise up like the weeds breaking through the concrete. Why? Because we are here now. From the beginning, from the foundation, the carbon, the star stuff, the dark matter, the melanin. Because dark matter does matter. Because without me, there is no you. Yes, that's right, no you. We belong here. We belong here because we are. No matter how you do your best to be us. Because creation brought us here. That black hole, that molded spirit into matter, does matter because we are here. No matter how the system misguided many, because of our beautiful skin color, tone, you call a curse in a book called the Bible, which is so full of mystical power, the gentle giant full of potential. So keep on keeping on with your low self-esteem. No always has been the final word. Hold on, wait, we belong. We belong here no matter how many you may kill, murder, and maim. We shall rise up like weeds breaking through the concrete. Why? Because we're here now.
Sugar. I come from sugarcane people who cut cane for the white people. In Europe could have sweetened them tea and sit slow while they exploit me. I come from sugarcane people who cut cane for the white people. In Europe could have sweetened them tea and sit slow while they exploit me. I come from sugarcane people who cut cane for the white people, and Europe could have sweetened them tea. Cutlass and bucket water boots. Sun up, the sun gone. Sweating sugar water, drinking sugar water. Fiber from crocus bag have to strain out a dirty brown sugar and save for poor people. Table full of white people throw away. Sun salcad and a stood on saltfish. Overripe banana and pumpkin, sun fritters. Had them follow them nose out to them big house. Down to where are we day? With our little coal pot full of charcoal and ashes. I make something out of them nothing in the hour. I survive and I shoot hard labor. I get little and nothing, everything to do everything. Till every stalk of car, a cane, gone a mill. You can't remember when we never have no Kool-Aid.
I say, I am a diamond in the rough. You are a diamond in the rough. You cannot take or touch or take my shine away. Ha! That would be the day. Some even try to kick I and I aside. We are that person that you least expect, the diamond in the rough, not visible to most. I am found deep within. Only the wise ones find me bearing gifts of leadership, care, creativity, and intentions, self-respect, talent, love, and honor, with humility, like Yeshua from the stables, Malcolm X from Harlem, Sojourner Truth, leader of the Underground Railroad, Bob Marley from Trenchtown, Ghetto NJA, KRS-One, One Time Without a Home, to hip-hop's greatest superstar, the late Betty Shabazz, Mother and PhD, Paul Robeson, Sidney Poitier, and many to mention are all diamonds in the rough that you can't touch or take the shine away. That would be the day. Many of those you don't expect to be diamonds. Never fear the diamonds in you and me, 'cause I can't help who I be, that diamond in the rough. Livicated to all have been suppressed by others simply because of skin color, race, religion, or way of life. I am, you are, the diamond in the rough. Asheo. Hello? Hello?
Yes. Kafunya. Oh man, I didn't want to break that flow. Y'all were going in. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I was waiting for the brethren to come in with one, but
tune for tune.
You know, we tune for tune, right? Tune for tune.
Oh man. Let's take a little music break since we got this natural break right now. Let's go tune for tune. We'll do like one or two. It's gonna have to be midnight. Vaughn Benjamin, Akae Beka, all night tonight. Yes,
okay, let's go.
giving honors, and remembering this brethren who, like Kafunya and Iyaba have been speaking on, is still with us, very much so, in many forms. One being this form right here coming up. Kafunya, you mentioned this album, Unpolished. It's as far as I know, his very first with Midnight. And, all powerful cut. So, fling it.
Yes.
Don't move up your position. Rastaman, show them like how the system dread. We come in dreader, we flash in dreader than dread. Rasta, don't move, Bingy man. Rastaman, don't move. Show them like how them system dread. We come in dreader, we flash in dreader than dread. Rasta. We are the lions, we come in dread. Dreading our walk, not the dread in our head. Dread out of Judah, straight out of Zed. Addis Ababa, crown the king. We are the lion, we come in dread. Dreading our walk, not the dread in our head. Dread out of Judah, straight out of Zed. Addis Ababa, crown the king. Gather my flocks and night the rude boys. We will educate their time. Black a man, Rasta never call you Belinga. Teach them to read the road sign. Rasta. We are the lions, we come in dread. Dreading our walk, not the dread in our head. Dread out of Judah, straight out of Zed. Addis Ababa, crown the king. It is international material competition. The eagle have the bomb and the lion must have none. In their international material competition, who should have the lion's share now is the lion's son. CIA, KGB, the Mossad, the IRA, the Scotland Yard, the PLO, Tonton Maku, Israel and NATO. Tell me, oh God, why are they all fighting so? Everybody wanna be the leader in the old the bone, to the bone. You know yourself straight to the bone. Hey, manifest your covenant, let it be known. I man say, Judah as the lion, I rule with Jah alone. If them reject Jah, I stamp them, destination unknown. To the bone, to the bone, Rasta to the bone, Rasta to the bone. Hey, it is an honor to blow the trumpet in a vocal tone. Hey, real life and movies no separate no more. I man say, Judah as the lion, I rule with Jah alone. So if them reject Jah, I stamp them, destination unknown. To the bone, to the bone, to the bone, to the bone. Hey, some a carry my good, some of them are already gone. Hey, some a carry my good chip, some of them are already gone. Hey, twice I say, long distance I call Jah upon my blood cell phone, upon my blood cell phone, upon my blood cell phone. Man, I ask that to the bone, to the bone. Hey, so I compare no, I nah go miss. I man not believe them fabricated scientific statistics 666. No, no. Well, man, I ask to the bone. Man, I ask that to the bone. To the bone. Rasta to the bone. I tend to sing out and say, Jah, you don't bow now. Some man you read this remembrance. You will get to more not your sentence. University time. Seek knowledge before vengeance. Seek knowledge before vengeance. Seek knowledge before vengeance. Them neighbor long and them got a lot to destroy me. Nothing no idle. The youth them safe. When it's abundance of Jah them seek. Spread out and rapid Rastafari grow. Rum did slay and rejoice. Look at albino. Cap to the skull Rastafari know where it's all. Youth put the dancing, not even go. Oh, Jah, you don't bow now. You come summon, you read this remembrance. You will get to more, not your sentence. You will get to more, not your sentence. University dying. Seek knowledge before vengeance. Seek knowledge before vengeance. Seek knowledge before vengeance. The elders never labor in vain, and at that now I show. Thank even the fallen soldiers for the distance them go. Maybe them go, all them coulda go. Thank them and for any freeness, you know. Yeah. Artists of the fight have me, I and them. Red and water is a hoop. Man will never be no vanishing breed. And that 10 seconds would speak. Rasta minds Yeah, the view keeping them close to you. 3-6 pitch park. Yeah, them labor long and them plot a lot to destroy the meek. Nothing no idle you them safe. When it's abundance of Jah them seek. When it's the bountiful abundance of Jah them seek. Spread out and rapid, Rastafari grow. Rum did stay and rejoice, Luca albino. Cap to the skull, Rastafari know where it's all. Youthful the dancing, not T-bongo. Lions in man, come now. Stand up and refuse to melt. Fast me and don't tell them so what a joy, joy, joy. Dubwise family, greetings otra vez, greetings everybody within the realm of I and I voice right about now, you know, sending the I and I's across the world a healing vibration of love, you know, right here from the 44th parallel to the world. I and I is giving so much thanks. Like me and Ras E were just talking, this is really a dream come true tonight. It's a dream team. And, Kafunya, Iyaba, you guys have been on fire, man. We don't want to break up that flow. That tune for tune, that poem for poem was fire. Give thanks.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes. Yes. Give thanks and praise for the vibration.
Yes. Absolute, sister. Give thanks for fire, man. Word sound is power, you know?
Yeah. You know, and as you were playing, I have a word sound that came to me, a voice of another, and a voice of another. As I was bathing, approximately 2:15 to 2:30 a.m., a voice said, "Be not afraid of death. It's just another door. Complete your mission." I heard it at least 3 times from the Akae Beka. I said out loud, "Vaugh?" Then those above words came into my mind. Think deeply. Why are you here? Why were you born? What is the mission? What brings you joy? What drives you no matter what is before you? I read a passage that can apply to all spiritual paths and crosses all religions of the earth. When Buddha was leaving the physical, when I read that passage, it gave me reassurance to what was told to me on November 28th, Vaughn's voice. I read the passage. As I look to nature, I see the trees sleeping in season. Then in the next season, I see an array of life, beauty, and the caterpillar transforms into a beautiful butterfly. Thank you, nature, for your ongoing teaching. Because of you and I are one. I am part of nature as nature is a part of me. The same boat we.
Yes, Mrs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
is the
man.
brethren?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, the brethren is here. Okay.
Yeah, me here. Sometimes them FBI agents that listen to my phone calls just push the wrong button, you know. So you have to forgive them, you know. They're probably tired long day, you know. So let's forgive them. Sometimes they push the wrong button when they're supposed to be pushed.
Right,
Let
and
me
they
know
can
if
learn
and I like
also.
to read. Of course, blessed love brothers, welcome, and you know.
Yes. And the thing of it is,
we're always watching, and the job is so important and so real that I think it's our job to pay attention, to really, really pay attention, because you can also, once they realize that you motivate the people, the game changes, for lack of a better way of putting it. And one must be very, very wise. You know, as my elders would tell me, was very, very wise and be the poet that, or the singer, or the griot that can put the message in such a parable that they don't hear it right away. And Vaughan was a master at that, you know, really, really enveloping the message in these beautiful things that made you think it was a song until you're gone home and you're in the car by yourself, and then you wait. You realize the back of your head lifting up, and you say, "Whoa, that's what he was saying." And that, I think, is one of the things that a lot of us learn. You know, I mean, they will come for you. You know, after 9/11, I did a piece, and they came for me, and I spent 55 days with Homeland Security, and went from being the thing that made my mommy cry and beg me to stop, you know, speaking so boldly to these people that will come and get me and kind of erase me so quickly and disappear you. And it definitely made me think a lot wiser about how I deliver my things. So having a brethren like Vaughan, being so clever with how he put things in your ear for you to listen to, it really helped me to read in my approach, if you will, you know. So this poem used to be very accusatory, and now I do it like a watcher, like somebody that is just pointing to something that we should pay attention to. I wonder if I'll be ostracized and criticized by all you Americans in this room if I say the chickens have come home to roost. As you throw up your bloody hands wondering, why me? What have I done? And now, well, now your shitty streets look like downtown Vietnam and Beirut and the Congo and Palestine and Burundi and Rwanda and Grenada and Panama and Baghdad. And you throwing up your bloody hands, lamenting of your plight of domestic flights flying into famous landmarks, destroying famous skylines, destroyed like the hopes of people in the Congo when you replaced Mobutu, destroyed. Destroy like the hopes of people in Chile when you replaced Allende with Pinochet, destroyed. Destroy like the hopes of people in Jamaica when you replaced Manley with Siaga, destroyed. Destroy like the hopes of African American when you replaced Malik with Jesse, destroyed. Destroyed like Soweto and Biko, destroyed. Destroyed like Kenya and Jomo, destroyed. Destroyed like your national security as innocent Americans die wondering why they're not safe anymore. But see, reciprocity comes boomeranging back, bringing with it the smell of death from Vietnam and Iraq and Nagasaki, and repercussions for the years and years of hegemony as the memory of Japanese kamikazes shining like Pearl Harbors hijack American security, hijack American superiority, hijack American democracy to be spun into yellow journalism accusations and speculations about who done it. But now the chickens have come home to roost, and all you want to do is throw up your bloody hands, and they're bloody up to your wrists, up to your forearms, up to your elbows, up to your armpits, up to your shoulders, up to your necks, up to the level of vengeance sometimes. And yes, innocent people die sometimes, like 1 million dying in 100 days in Rwanda, while you all change your channels to congressional executive decisions to replace and assassinate third world heads of state, trying to decide our own fate as African Americans wrap themselves in the flag. Born-again patriots who forget that same flag flew over Jefferson's Monticello while he capitalized and captured African lives, creating American capitalism, the center of your foreign policy. And I see you watching me in my bed, scared, wondering, could I be Osama, coming home with my chickens on this plane filled with drama? When you do poems like that, they come to your door and knock on your front door and tell you that they have a warrant for your arrest, and they take you to Hartford and they process you and they hold you for 55 days until the community comes behind you and celebrates you and comes and writes letters and phone calls and articles until they let you out and realize that you're an asset to your community. And that is the story of how Kennedy Cruz became Iyaba Ibo Mandingo and traveled Earth and Yeah. But the lesson, the moral of the story is say what you mean and mean what you say.
And mean what
but
you
it will
say.
come for you one of these days. Yes,
Well, guess what?
Say what you mean.
Guess what?
Say.
Guess what? In this time, that is not the story, because there's a shift calling morning glory, morning or
Yes,
grand rising, rich rising, because the unveiling continues to unveil. But I got one for you, pen and paper. With pen and paper, I find solitude. In writing words, a quiet place with no distractions, where no one can enter, just you, your soul, your spirit, and the Creator. A oneness between the pen and paper that cannot be separated, expressing the innermost feelings and thoughts, truth of the soul and spirit. And of course, it depends who is doing the writing. For me, it brings an inner calm to life's conflicts or happiness that I may be facing. Honorable understanding of circumstances to help heal and all rejoice within the inner self. Mind talking, soul searching, and spirit reasoning via pen and paper is gaining an awareness to what a calmness versus a conflict. Becoming one self in flesh, talking to you and me via pen and paper. We invite ones willingly into our hearts and minds, reading the words written on pen and paper with one mind at once. Pen and paper is where no one can take your innermost thoughts away. Pen and paper is a safe place where no one can enter unless you allow. Pen and paper can change hearts and minds and souls, expand and take you into other places and worlds to foster at least an understanding of what others are feeling, to learn other experience via pen and paper. Thank you for being with pen and paper. I feel solitude. In writing words, a quiet place with no distractions, where no one can enter, just you, your soul, your spirit, and the Creator. A oneness between the pen and paper cannot be separated. Yeah.
Remember the plantation, felt the living soul of kindred, Emancipation Proclamation outlaws, answered offer to leave in my body with muddy handprints all over red tar. One day later, Louisiana voodoo priest makes me vomit up Christian declaration in front of Dan Ballard. Then I remembered old time talk. Remember, make nobody sweep round your foot. You say, yeah, drum trouble a come. Pick me with long eyelash, can she jumbi, duppy spirit. Inherit traits that survived slave ships and slave rips. Remember Moko Jumbi and John Canoe. What the Obi man can do. Remember Babalawo say Shango love cuckoo. Remember my favorite dish, Fungi. Remember Fisherman, great grandfather, admonition in a breaking wave. Remember Yemaya. Remember Obatala. Remember Ifa. Remember you.
All right. I love it. I love it. Great expectations of love. Great expectations of love has failed. Shattered dreams all unveiled. Tears of sorrow suddenly appear. The pain, the hurt, all in vain. Lost time cannot be reclaimed. All disappears. Great expectations of love has failed. Shattered dreams unveiled. How sweet love can grow, like a tree in springtime in full bloom. Then like autumn trees, leaves fall until there are no leaves left at all. So love fades away like day into night. Then suddenly, like a sinking ship, the captain reaches out to save love. Great expectations of love never fades, never fades, never fades.
Native tongue. Fungi, fish and fat. Nothing sweeter than that. If you want them to come like a sweeter, slap the chobi pan top. Fungi, fish and fat. Nothing sweeter than that. If you want them to come like a sweeter, slap the chobi pan top. 44 years on foreign soil, toiling away, trying to find my voice in a fit-in or get-out world, and doing banana boat teasing, hiding native tongue to get along, bending under the wave of hegemonic bias by people with skin like the one I'm in, pissed off thinking I want their place on this American totem pole of class. Last, glow of century of immigrants who came with the right white skin and got Ellis Island in, taking the stairway of black backs up to their place in the Statue of Liberty. I swallow words and ride along, head down, mother tongue tucked away, avoiding confrontations, African American by proxy, talking fluent Yankee, relegating native mouth to home and private moments, till moments grow in distance, till memories grow in distance, till native tongue grows distant into ancient memories, banished to special occasions when family comes, or if you go to Brooklyn, land of 1,000 immigrants, the flood of native tongues rush your senses, pluck your brain away from fitting in long enough to drown in the embrace of culture, long enough to remember where you come from and where you are do ya. The Yankee words cease, run out, stop, dry up, nothing comes. Vomit up a mouthful of spoken words to become a poet, nothing comes. Words return in a flood of patois. Voice inside says, when you are write the words and them, one cannot write them how you think them. Music come back in dressed in calypso of tropical words, bright and bursting with light. I stay out of the way and let them flow with a humble ashe-o to Egoons who took pleas to a batala for me.
Question: why do men fight wars of someone else's dream? Those who create wars must fight instead of causing others to shed blood and tears, pouring like rain. War for profit, war for land that is not even their own. I cannot understand. Mother Earth, Mother, why not fight the war within? The hate, the anger, the fear, the jealousy, the aggression, the hunger, the poverty, the evil intention, the lies, the man-to-man injustice. Why must one fight wars of someone else's dream? Those who create wars never, ever feel the pain that runs deep, like the birth of a child, always connected to Mother Earth. I feel the pain that runs deep within, always connected to Mother Earth, Mother. Why do men fight wars of someone else's dream? Those who create wars must fight their wars instead of causing others to shed blood, sweat, and tears, pouring like rain. Mother Earth, Mother. Those who create the wars never feel the pain that runs deep like a birth of a child, always connected to Mother Earth. I feel the pain that runs deep within, always connected to Mother. This poem was realized by the war between Russia and Afghanistan, and 4 journalists who traveled from 4 different countries who reported the war and how that war affected each family and how each family felt after they were killed. And it was aired on POV Channel 13. Is a documentary called, for me, my poem is called Untitled, of Why Do Men Fight Wars of Someone Else's Dream. They never feel the pain that is always connected to Mother Earth. Mother, I feel that pain. Why do men fight wars of someone else's dream? This I could never understand. Why?
Yeah. Rastafari struck the way, highest of physiogamy, triangle span man physiogamy. Straight down from the pituitary, the adrenal to the mouth, open down in the throat. Selassie I Rastafari structure it, yeah, structure I highly. Yeah, order. But they done be 2 heads up and 2 triangle up on the body. Yeah. 2 creative members span one and each another in authority. Which one of them be in authority? Which one of them? Rastafari structure I highly. Yeah. In grace and majesty, yeah. To give up the utmost dignity, the highly of the best of your quality, yeah. Oh, triangles interlaced, them I call it the Star of David, yeah. Lalibela in the mountains of Ethiopia, 4 direction, 6 diagonally, 6 spatially, yeah. Highly and kingly upon my hygiene, all them brethren, all them sisters, them aura is plain, invisibility, them in a honesty, following the good ways of integrity. Structure I need to keep up His grace and His majesty, to withhold not of the good, to rob not a man of his honor, of his stripes that he have earned, in the hard work, in simplicity. They stiff naked, I ain't them sin you. Them choose to overlook Him in a simplicity, and overlook Him unkindly. Hey, the Rastafari structure man highly, walk in the utmost humility, the utmost dignity. Structure the woman highly, Omega the first, the Empress be first mother, first teacher. Give suckle, give nurture, give nature. She is nature. Them a say the method nature. Them a say method of Methuselah. Rasta structure man highly, to live up in the utmost ability.
Becoming. I watch you become everything I hoped and more. Against an environment looking to swallow you whole. Cold world for a black boy and a black girl. Becoming. Typecast too fast. stuck behind a mountain of assumptions, presumptions old as Magna Carta contradictions, liberty for all but you, becoming dangerous, monstrous, threatening, becoming a target in the center of the bullseye, in an environment bent on cornering your point of view beyond the walls of brick and ignorance, fear and innuendo, becoming reason for white woman to cross street, squeeze her pocketbook against the cage of her ribs, pray to her creator, take the next elevator, anything to stop you from becoming the vengeance of Western civilization, looks tall enough and dark enough, voice deep enough to call police for help before fright becomes reason to shoot now and say I felt threatened later. Later you will contemplate the reason for arriving in this place inside your skin, becoming boogeyman in the blossom of your puberty, invented in the darkness of a nation's forever sin against humanity, lynched 100 times, tarred and feathered, weathered through the storm of vitriolic hatred, dodging bullets, dodging hatred, dodging bias, speculations, in a nation bent on painting you a crime before it happens, doing time before it happens, in a school made to look penitentiary, teachers who sound like correction officers, spending more time in the principal's office than in the classroom, room to become a number in a file, been waiting for you since before your breath, becoming every day, everything I pray you would become, in spite of the bullseye in your back and the bullseye in your path, becoming the antithesis of the machinations, black boy becoming black man in an environment bent on stopping you becoming.
The magic of trust and asking questions. Can I fulljoy the journey from where I am to where I want to be? Is this my dream or someone else's? Am I willing to ask for support when I need it? Am I willing to stay focused and not give up? Am I excited about making this promise to myself, what I want from my heart? Am I ready? What do I want to happen? Specify, include, details. Why do I want this? How will I feel when I achieve this goal? Do I want it with passion? Okay. To feel healthy and attract wealth? Heal the mind, heal the body? Think for yourself. Well, for well-being is my birthright. Allow well-being. Relax and breathe deeply. When not feeling yourself, ask, what do I want? Choose your heart and not your head. The magic of trust, asking questions. Can I fulljoy the journey from where I am to where I want to be?
Karma Mainline. Faster than America's reaction to the opioid epidemic for her blue-eyed, precious babies. Watch them fall between the cracks along her back for just saying no to a generation of inner-city lives trapped inside a conjured epidemic, sick, locked away and buried under years of avarice and apple pie malice. And good old-fashioned America couldn't give a damn as long as it's not where I am. Now Dick and Jane are out of their fucking minds, popping pills, head drooping, standing in line at the methadone clinic, sick for their next legal fix, because you never thought to fix an inner city problem 30 years ago when you know what you knew and told us, just say no.
Oh, wow. From her well, inspired by Sonia Sanchez. From her well, she brings forth life, sorrow, joy, happiness, and love all at the same time. Being ripped away from Mother Africa into the arms of racism, she brings the pains and the sorrows and the truth well of liberation. From her well, she brings sexual healing, hot love making that makes you want to holler when you come within yourself, for herself, and from her well, Tana Joshua, Jah, Allah, Sojourner Truth, Nat Turner, Tina Turner, Bob Marley, Malcolm X, Maya Angelou, Muhammad Ali, Marcus Garvey, Shaka Zulu, Buddha, and many more. She even brings presidents in the wings of time, doctors with holistic vibes, artists who paint the walls of liberation, artists who sing songs of freedom, educators who are motivated by the art of teaching and not money. From her well, she brings children who demand freedom now, not later, in this time, in this millennium, in the present moment. From her well, peace, balance, harmony, justice for all nations. She brings the knowledge that we're connected, bringing cultures together with respect, with honor to each other within the ring of human life. From her well, the earth rotating the cosmos in the balance and in order, brings all life from the universe, multiverse. It is the well of infinite energy with all life to infinity. From her well, she brings healing, hot love making that makes you want to holler. When you come within yourself, for yourself and her king, from her well.
The Raising of a Pig for Walter Scott. In the shadow of an oak tree haunted by Mississippi, in a congregation of unholy men bent on spilling blood, in carnal sacrifice that reek of medieval ritual, hiding participation behind white sheets that cover dark hearts, dark as a forsaken conscience, planted in the darkness of Jim Crow, burning crucifixes in feathers and tars, scorching in the heart of suckling babe with hate as hot as purgatory, nurtured on the conviction of a nation for the people, by the people, with white skin and white privilege, tortured by the what-if of righteous vengeance, murder as a sedative to feed the ghosts of memories that come when they feel and leave where they feel, sipping sarsaparilla on daddy's shoulders in the shadow of an oak swinging rope, leaning, learning right and wrong, learning white and black, learning to tie a lynching knot, learning to shoot a lynching shot in the shadow of that oak tree. Justification wrapped in machinations of monster black men that rape the blue-eyed blondness of white womanhood, perpetually Bigger Thomas, perpetually boogeyman in the cathedral of whiteness, to be feared at all costs. Protect the women and children white. Protect the women and children white. Protect the white women and children in the Rapunzel Tower of goodness, hiding participation behind blue eyes and blue walls of silence.
The space between the spaces, there are layers of life existing within harmonious vibrations. In the space, in between the spaces where there are possibilities lay waiting for the chance to manifest your highest self. In between the spaces of life, there are cases wasted, teeming with wants, waiting to be fed. In between the spaces are quiet and soft, subtle vibrations you hear in the silent hum of the infinite universe within you and all around you. In between the space, there is no race to pace, to win, only to begin with who you really are. In between the spaces, there are layers of life existing with harmonious vibrations. In between the space where the possibilities lay waiting for the chance to make manifest. In between the spaces, there are cases wasted, teeming with wants and with life. In between the spaces, there are quiet, subtle vibrations of life In between the spaces, you can hear the quiet hum, the infinite universe, the multiverse, wanting to be manifested by you. The space between is always waiting for you. The space between. The space between the spaces, there are layers of life existing in harmonious vibrations.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
I know. It's
Mommy.
hot. Go ahead.
First time I took her, she was looking down into my eyes with the hope and anxiety of a girl mother. 19 and in trouble with my grandmother. 19 and in love with my wayward father. 19 and alone with a baby looking up into her face, and we grew together. Mother, son, friend, softening the sting of my father's absence. My sister Nikki was their peace pack. Brought our family back together till daddy was gone again, and we grew together. Mother, son, daughter, friends. Softening the sting of my father's absence, she became our everything. Mother, father, teacher, protector, savior, executioner. Boy, me run off and jump in your chest was enough of a threat for me to never seek that repercussion. Just she and us sojourned to America looking for our tomorrows. She put batteries in boxes to pay for our lives, for wages that amounted to $3.75 an hour, 7 days a week. And she left the stress at home. She left the stress at work and brought home smiles. So we never knew how much her feet hurt, how much her back hurt, how much she stressed a little she got to give us all we needed. And when Tarek came, she filled in for his father too, doing all she could do. And we grew together, mother, daughter, sons, friends, guiding all of us to adulthood on her strength and her will, on her strength of character, on the strength of an African woman inventing tomorrows. The first time I saw Africa, she was looking down in my eyes with the smile of a Serengeti sun, and I called her mommy.
Mother. To be a mother is not a battle easily won, but its rewards are infinite if you're a positive one. To be a mother takes power and guts. Its rewards and setbacks are second to none. For there are no instructions or guarantees for these little ones we guide and feed. Just trials and error for every mom, regardless of race or creed. To be a mother, you must be strong, because 24 hours just ain't that long. Shaping the future generations to teach them right from wrong. The president's job, you think that's tough? Balance the budget, at least they have funds. We mothers are musicians, teachers, doctors, janitors, comforters, economists, all rolled into one. And you think it's over at 21? You send them to college, you get a reprieve, turn around and find they never do leave. To be a mother is not a battle easily won. Its rewards are many if you're a positive one. Love, faith, and prayers, willpower, courage, and values set will shower these little beings with positive dreams and bring a brighter future for all human beings. Oh, to be a mother is not a battle easily won, but its rewards are infinite if you're a positive one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Aha.
Mm-hmm. Sobukwe. So this is Mengalise Sobukwe was Nelson Mandela's. If Nelson Mandela was Martin King, that Mengalise Robert Sobukwe was Malcolm X. Sobukwe. Black obelisk tall against the Azania sky. Show as the click of a Kosatang. Legacy uncorrupted in the wind of reconciliation. Conceded too much for peace. Land is still the basis of all opportunity. Still lacking to the blacks that walk the land, homeless at home, on the ground raped by roads and the bears. For more years than it makes sense in a world that covets the diamond and gold of Africa's soul. Sold for too cheap, exported for too cheap, and brought back for too much as Western, Eastern imports made in the USA, made in China, made to keep a continent discontent and divided into galvanized townships, franchised at election, walking, talking placards for a bag of rice, for a bag of promises, from another politician's two-step round your sense of common sense. One step forward, two steps back, into worrying more about what white people want than what black people need. Greedy to a fault. Progress, sacrifice, or personal gain again at the people's loss. In the Truth and Right Commission with no right to see the justice of truth. Beyond fork-tongue apologies that stink of apartheid predilections in modern-day Cape Town, where privileged African woman in African skin walk around black Caribbean poet in local drugstore like he ain't there, next door to the Mandela Rhodes Hotel, where all is well for the haves and the people still have not, and the wind still screams my abuye, swirling round the black Agbilus, tall against the Azanian sky.
Colonization in the 21st century. Colonization. Invaders won't let us be. Colonization. In the 21st century, colonization. They won't just let us be. Colonization in the 21st century. Can this really be? Living in the mind of Babylon in the 21st century, my people seem to be losing their identity. They seem to be taking on Babylon's personality, hate, corruption, moral laxity, jealousy, hypocrisy, and the love of money, no care to share, and money is everywhere. Colonization in the 21st century, they just won't let us be. Babylon's mentality is full of contradictions. All they want to do is mash up African nations, killing the people's mentality with their false conception, killing the people with them guns and ammunition, robbing the mines and minerals with bribes. Colonization in the 21st century. Colonization. They just won't let us be. Democracy seems like a false, corrupt conception. When the people have their own self-determination, the right to rebuild, and the respect to build their nations with economic freedom. Babylon's mentality don't like that. Yet take a look at the Arab nations with their self-determination, thriving off the minerals, oil-rich land. African leaders taking on a selfish Western mentality. Take a look how the Almighty has blessed the African continent. Look at the minerals that the world needs being exported to other lands. What a scam. Wake up to see the plan to keep Africa in poverty. Africa so rich with minerals, and the people seem to remain poor. Well, the people remain poor with such richness in the land. This I don't understand. Looking from the outside in, colonization in the 21st century, colonization. They just won't let us be. Like parasites, mosquitoes, sucking the blood of the land. What a plan. Oh, what a day when the pendulum swings, the backward to the people. Remember, with the lack of knowledge, the people perish to nourish what has been given. 21st century, they won't let us be. colonization. Invaders won't let us be. Colonization. Can this really be colonization in the 21st century?
Yes, I laugh.
Yes.
Laughing to swallow a million pains. Laugh. In spite of, we laugh. We who live on the crosshairs of your fears. Spook, burn, and down the door to your peace of mind. Laughing. Jigaboo with a watermelon slice, you fried chicken in. Jigaboo with a watermelon slice, you fried chicken into a mouthful of stereotypes. Laughing, shouting. Shot after, lynched, stopped and frisked into a file in an office at the local Babylon station, channeled in the rage inside the cage, laughing, in spite of, even though, still find glee in seeing my newborn's chocolate face smiling up at me, watching them grow each day, laughing, in spite of the odds, going into everything the stereotypes ain't, black on both sides, black inside out, black dogma coming out of black mouth, laughing. Could you shackle in the face of your opinion of my right to walk creation with the peacock in my chin at 45 degrees, laughing, joy intact, happy to be black, laughing in spite of, even though I still smile, still find laughter in the journey. Laugh.
Story to tell. Black men in the 21st century. Black man is the first man, and he won't be the last. Black man in the 21st century, where are you heading to? Black man is the first man, and he won't be the last. Don't you know you have to have a plan? The time is at hand. So stand up, black man. The Alpha and Omega, the time has come. Time has no end for the human. We must stand up. Stand firm. You are the root, so speak the truth. Europe is uniting while we're still fighting tribal war. It don't win any scores. No more backbiting. Start communicating. We've got the youth to guide with the light to break down the false barriers that causes us to divide. We bleed one blood, restore self-love. Black man is the first man, and he won't be the last. Black man in the 21st century, where are you heading to? Marcus, Malcolm, Marley, Nani, Harriet, just naming some, has the blueprint, the plan for the black man. Martin, Marley, Elijah, to liberate the black man. The black man is the first man, and he won't be the last. Time has no end. Black man in the 21st century, where are you heading to? Will it be total liberation of all Africans and all creation too? Or total destruction of the African man's land? Black man in the 21st century, where are you heading to? These are the questions that we must ask. Black men in the 21st century, the story to tell. The black man is the first man, and he won't be the last. Black man in the 21st century, where are you heading to? Black man is the first man, and he won't be the last.
Black woman. She shines orange yellow like a tomorrow sun, bright with possibilities, female by choice, voice of a million mouths, wide shouldered to hold up a nation of men pussing at the core to a dictionary's definition stuck in the reflection of phallic philosophies, symbol of a shallow existence, letting her down too often. Coffin filled with too many babies, I'ma do better. She perseveres, carries on, shoulders numb to enough European come to wipe a DNA away, and she endures. Mulatto picnic strapped to her hip, Quadroon strapped to the other, octoroon against her back, all wailing mother, waiting for the blue eyes occupying her breast to feed so she can suckle too. She female by choice, voice stifled by tradition, fight through the contradiction of men who create nations.
I am African woman. I am African woman. As I move through the earth, I realize I'm a special birth. I am African woman, proud and will be free, me. Like flowers bloom and animals breathe, I gave life to all human beings, goddess and empress of creation. I will rise up the whole nation. I am African woman. I've seen Babylon's hell, been kicked, been raped, whipped, mocked, sold like stock, will escape the mental slavery, will rise to the top, so all minds be free. I am an African woman. As I sound the bell that will break the spell of mental slavery, and sound the bell of truth, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of what we truly are. I am African woman, placed on the throne of positive direction with perfection, regardless of what you might think and say. I am African woman, no longer hold the frequencies of self-hate, loving the skin I'm in, my hair, my lips, my hips. With her king will sing songs of freedom with honor and respect to all creation, with love and harmony. I am African woman. As I move through the earth, I realize I'm a special birth. I am African woman, proud and will be free, me.
Yes, I.
Tune for tune.
Grandfather. Adolescent joy of boundless running. Naked feet behind naked bicycle rim. Piece of bent wire, steering flying kite, crossed tumbling cobalt sky. Hype on top of mango tree, belching belly full of mango. Belching lasting fits of mango juice on a school shirt that guarantee ringing ears from tender cuff against boy, your head too friggin' hard. Finding manhood in a haze of calypso fever, grinding against the tropical curls of an island girl, learning the safety of a woman's vagina in the heat of a third world light, with the breeze of a third world night, blowing slow against the nakedness of the moment, trading too many lies for too many thighs, parted in submission in a mouthful of sugar words, poured down ear canals into captive hearts, pulled out of 5 vaginas too slow 10 times, leaving 3 boys and 7 girls. For me granny, he 1 boy and 3 gal. Auntie Jennifer the first left the planet at 6 months old, victim of a guinea seed. And my mother, their redemption came 6 months later. And he loved her tremendously. They shared farts and belly laughs and sense of humor and whistling and art and dark mahogany skin. I came 18 years and 9 months later, first grand picnic. I loved him tremendously. He stepped in when my father stepped off, becoming my daddy, taught me running naked feet behind naked bicycle rim, steered with piece of wire, flying kite cross tumbling cobalt skies, talk mommy out of ass whippings I deserved, with gal a one boy be, Lessie, whistling to the music of a woman's hips, walking past the tailor shop, missing the presence of a 6'5" frame, wedged behind the singer, creating art in clothes, the tremble of his baritone. Boy, come out to the mango tree and go buy me tread, gimme. Mr. Blue, the blue big man talks about blue women and the proclamation of legendary day. Since we wake today, a 6 of them mislay. Mr. Belly laughs and the brassy farts. Mr. Twinkling eye and the loving heart. Miss my Baba.
The universe, like a dark matter universe, the womb of the feminine being, where darkness is full of warmth and protection, surrounded in the shield, where atoms are formed by a trinity force, sperm, egg, create, 3, brings forth, birthing a new life of wonder and awe on the forward journey of remembrance and learning, reconnecting with itself in the womb before atoms form you and me. The Most High is present within the portal / vagina. There is always life coming, even in the ignorant state. Overstanding life still shows up. Life is the creator manifesting itself. Expressions in nature, flowers, birds, trees, grass, rain, snow, water, lightning, thunder, sun, moon, stars, planets, man, woman, child, babies, love in the womb, reconnecting to itself. The dark matter universe, like the womb, there is love supreme. Like dark matter universe, the womb of the feminine and masculine being, where darkness is full of warmth and protection, surrounded in the shield, where atoms are formed by a trinity force, sperm, egg, trinity force, the universe.
Yeah, you, 1 and 2. You. I hear your heartbeat in mine. Feel mine and yours, woman. Fell into your love and let myself drown, die. Cry at the birth of the man you knew that I could be before I ever saw him. I watch you sleep at night. Silver moonlight slivers highlighting the Yoruba in your cheekbones, jawbones, jawline, bloodline. The line your forehead carves into the space around you brings you back through libations poured into possessed Atlantic oceans. Ocean screams, rattling chains, holding me against a splintered lubber, unable to reach the throat of your tormentor. I couldn't stop the deconstruction of your nation. You forever patient, waiting generations for me to remember the pact I made chained to my back to always have your back active. You made me want to live again, dance again, smile again, laugh again, love again, against odds that say I would never find you, that you would never find me in our corrupted gene pool. But I poured libations into possessed Atlantic oceans and it brought me back here, next to you, watching you sleep. Moonlight slivers highlighting the memories in your cheekbones.
Wake up, brothers and sisters. Haven't you heard? We are a beautiful people with all our ups and downs. We got a life to live and so much love to give. The time is at hand, so we have to take a stand. The Babylon system is using us just like way back when, like in the days of slavery. Wasn't that the greatest sin? Free up yourself, black man. Set up your own domain. The time is at hand, and it waits on no man. So wake up, brothers and sisters. You have to take a stand. We are a beautiful people with all our ups and downs. Shake off the mental chattel slavery. It just keeps you down. You're from a line of royalty, so you better take your crown. Set up yourself, black man. Set up your own domain. The time is at hand, so you better overstand. Free up yourself, black man. Shake off your slave mentality. It just keeps you down, like you're wearing that frown. Wake up, brothers and sisters. Haven't you heard? We are a beautiful people with all our ups and downs. We got our life to live and so much love to give. The time is at hand, so we better take a stand. Wake up, wake up, wake up and live. Wake up, wake up. We got so much to give.
Asheo.
Asheo. That's me. That's it for me.
Yeah. Kafunya, I wanted to ask, as we wind this down for, a part 2 session on Venus Day, you have a singing bowl nearby?
Oh, yes, I do. Hold on. Let me get that. Woo.
Iyaba, what a juggling, brethren.
Vibration.
What a juggling. What a natural mystic. What a juju. What a juju bean.
Exactly, brother. Exactly, brother.
And it just flowed.
Naturally.
Just flowed. The natural mystic.
Seen. Oh, man. Wow.
Words on this poetry.
Feedback. Oh, shots are bold. All right. Oof.
Peace to the gods. Peace to the goddess.
Yeah.
Peace to the earth. Peace to all sentient beings. Peace to the ocean. Peace to the dolphins. Peace to the whales, the fishes, the jellyfishes. Peace to the sun, moon, and stars. Peace to all animals in the earth. To the oceans, to the rivers, to the seas that must be. Ashe.
Okay.
Hey!
Yes. Wow. Kafunya. Oh, man.
Bubbling, I'm bubbling. Man.
What a vibe.
Yo.
Well, I tell you.
Juju thing.
Talk about Juju right there.
Yes, right. Give thanks.
Yeah,
and
Juju
praise.
things, brother. Juju things. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I give
These are the
thanks.
times, you know. That's what Brother Vaughn came for, you know. So Brother Vaughn, the biggest message Brother Vaughn told us was, now is the time. Whatever you think you are supposed to be here for, now is the time. Whatever you think you have, that special thing you have that you've been keeping quiet, that special thing that you think is time to share, now is the time. Now is the time. Now is the time. You know, that is the message.
True.
Now is the time. Not tomorrow,
It's true, my
not yesterday, right now. The reason that you are, you know, I'm a historian. And if you go back 100 years, at the beginning of every century, when the way historians look at time is by 100 years, 500 years, epochs. And so to look back at the 20th century and go, well, who were the architects of the 20th century? Well, there were people in our age group and the young people younger than us, the Sigmund Freuds and the Jelly Roll Johnsons and the Louis Armstrong. They're the people that set up the structure for what the first 50 years of the 20th century became. And you go, well, how about the second half, where you got Robert Nesta and Peter Touch and Malcolm Malik and Martin Luther King and all the different, and those energies are true. And the thing about that is, it's a wonderful thing to be alive at the beginning of a century. Remember, 100 years ago, they called it the Roaring Twenties. And that's because the children were roaring. That generation was roaring. They were saying, Mommy and Daddy, you know what? I love you, but your idea is a dinosaur. You are talking about 19th century things. That's why World War I was so bloody, because they fought World War I using 18th and 19th century tactics, lining up and saying charge and blowing horns when men now have machine guns and men are now dropping mustard gas at each other from balloons. So they had to change that. So World War II was no longer, they learned right away how to kill better, because they realized the old tactics weren't going to work anymore. And we as human beings have to realize it's time for the change. It's time for this to be, for the generations that to come to look back and say, wow, look, they did the Roaring 20s again. And here we are, 24, right in the middle of the 20s. It's time for that. It's time for our version of white children going down to the Cotton Club and smoking reefers and listening to swing and the beginnings of jazz and telling them they want to and finding black lovers and started to have across race relationships and finding human beings in each other's, you know, sort of don't go to zones. And these kind of things is necessary for us to do that now, cultivate that vibration. So when you see people like Vaughan and those people come and leave us these powerful, powerful messages, and you're sad, it's sad because their flesh is gone. But when you check out vibes to the things they were talking about, they were really and truly laying down a blueprint for what this new century, we are not supposed to be practicing 20th century ideas. That's done now. The 20th century is almost 25 years in the past. It's time to put it in the history book and move forward. We're not supposed to still be talking about black people and white people not getting along. It's supposed to be about human being. If you're a human and you know how to be, you should be, we should be in the same tribe, whether you're purple and polka dot or not. And those are the kind of things that we got to push to these young people that are watching us. And now they're even more powerful than we had the ability to watch. Because in our day, your parents could say, boy, go to your room and go and do this. And they could really, if they wanted to. I mean, I wouldn't like to be a racist or somebody that is biased now. Because your child can go on Google and come back in an hour and say, Dad, you're wrong, Dad. I just went on Google and Google says so and so and so. those days, I would really, it must be hard being a narrow-minded person trying to raise your child that way, in a world where information by their own hands, and that is the beautiful poetic justice of it, is that the same thing that is now going to shatter this mentality was created by them, the ability for any child anywhere on creation. Like I can get off the phone with and call Sabata in South Africa and tell him about this interview. And that would be impossible 20 years ago in our lifetime. You're digging where our children don't know any, like I watch my 1-year-old grandson already sliding his fingers on the screen, knowing how to operate that world. Here we are. It's the days of Buck Rogers, and we are living in it, You know what I'm saying? It's the first entry of Octavia Butler's book was a month ago, I believe. So all of these things we're living, Buck Rogers was the 21st and a half century. You're digging all of them things is like in our face, and we're not seeing any of the vibrations, or at least the majority of us. And so it's important that we have these kind of things where we show people the magic of what happens when you surrender to the juju. Because you and I didn't talk about that session. We didn't say, let's do back and forth and go tune for tune. We didn't say that.
Right.
The vibration said that. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
And it was a wonderful way to learn each other's vibration. I mean, you could have told me, you could have took just as long telling me about you tonight, and I wouldn't have known as much as I heard in your poetry. I know that you're a mother.
Yes.
You check me?
Yes.
All of them kind of things, just from paying attention to each other, which is what's going on the planet. We don't hear each other, man. We get on the train and we pick up our phone and we disappear. You go on the train in the morning going into New York, and it's like one of these Twilight Zone vibration. People are touching each other, skin to skin, face in armpit, chin on the head, top of head on underneath chin, and everybody go on their phone and nobody says hello, nobody says nothing, nobody greets one another, and it's a kind of vibration that makes you go, wow, this is like surreal. It's like a Kafka film. It's surreal. And on levels that you can't check.
I want to add that you're right in the vibration, because when I have to travel from New Jersey to either Brooklyn or Manhattan, there's special beings out there that give you the eye contact and they smile at you on the train, or they acknowledge you, or they see your light. And they acknowledge, or if I see someone with a beautiful dress on, or their hair is beautiful, I say, sister, you look beautiful. Or if I see a brethren with a jacket on or something like that, you know what I mean? It's like it's a wonderful
necessary.
It's a wonderful.
It's the thesis. It's nothing better than looking up and making eye contact with somebody and sharing a genuine smile. It's a thing that all an hour later you walk by like a store and you look in the glass and you see your reflection, you realize you're still smiling. That's a nice vibration. This is, everybody keep acting like we got to reinvent ourselves. No, just remember, Sankofa, go back and get it. Just remember, we know how to do this type of thing. We used to be like this once upon a time when we remembered the principle of Ubuntu. And because we remember that once upon a time the village was necessary. It wasn't cliche. It was a real thing that, I remember before the days of cell phones in Antigua growing up as a boy, I could be blocks away from the house and get in trouble doing something I know, cussing in front of an elder. And when I get home, my grandmother would be like, who you mean? Oh, they disrespect. You went, wait, you're like, wait, she didn't have we don't got no house and no phone in the house, and cell phones weren't invented yet. So how did the news travel? Because that was a village, and that was the necessity of the village. And you understood that right away, that you walk out there with your family's reputation, and those kind of fundamental things are what we allow the people that call themselves leaders to steal from us. And it is our duty as the artists, as Toni Morrison says, in these times, we should not be fretting. It's okay for the rest of the world to fret in these times, but this is the times when we people who call ourselves artists, creators, now is the time.
Exactly.
This is when the people want to hear us. Look back in the history books, the poets and the writers and the singers and the artists who tell us what the Renaissance was like, what World War II was like, what the time period before that is, the artwork that we look at, the writings that are left. It's us. It's us. We don't know who the sports hero in Michelangelo.
Well,
we know about Michelangelo because Michelangelo taught us those things. So I love the job system. So that's what I'm saying. I love, like I could have been when I was a boy and younger. I wanted to be an NFL star. And I turned out and realized I was a griot. And I'm glad that I took long enough to realize what my true calling is, because now I feel very focused.
Yes. And you know what I love? I love the fact that, you know, I asked myself, you know, Kafunya, you know, you've had some of these poems, past, present, and future, you know, they weren't just given to you to keep to yourself. Now is the time to bring them out. And it's true, because one of my books, these insights and spoken words, is going to be published. I have a publisher now. And the thing of it is that the time is now, because I was busy helping other people, you know, do their thing, promoting and doing this and doing that. And Spirit said, no, now is the time. So when I read certain poems and when I was sending the information over to the publisher, I was saying, boy, did I write these? And these were like different downloads and stuff that I received. And before we close, I just want to say one other thing, that Mother Earth speaks. Mother Earth speaks to her children in many ways, speaks in joy, in the sun, the moon, and the stars, even in lightning and thunder. Mother Earth feels our pain, our disappointment, our disagreements, and more. When the rain clouds show up and suddenly pouring rain arrives, volcanoes erupt when nations fight against each other. They turn to rockets and bombs that pounds the earth. Mother Earth is a feeling and a living being. Without borders, the earth did not make, and still provides enough for everyone's needs, even the birds and the trees, the animals that roam, and the earth, in the earth and the sea. Mother Earth speaks all of our discomforts, expressed when earthquakes rip open the land, an open wound for all to see families displaced, even killed. Hurricane strikes, tornado spins when our life seems to be out of control. Giant tsunami waves crash the earth. Online arguments about who is the best, who is the worst, got my head spinning. Once you submerge. Mother Earth speaks all of our gratitude and thanks. After the storm, there's always a calm, to remind us all that we are connected by one common thread. The air we breathe, the water we drink, the heart that beats, the blood that flows, the eyes that see, the you and me, the namaste. Mother Earth speaks with us all. Listen. So as I was reading that, you see what's happening in the earth? Earthquake, tornadoes are happening, right? As we speak. These things are happening, and these are things that happen when there's no regard for humanity. But that's all shifting. You can feel it in the earth. And I just wanted to thank Brother E and the other brethren, JawWorks. Is it called JawWorks?
Yes, D-Row from JawWorks Radio.
Yes, I love it. I'm so happy. I mean, we've been on the air and the time is just like there's no time.
Timeless.
Frequencies that are happening, you know? So I really, really give thanks for meeting the griot. And, Ras E, you can give him my number.
Absolutely. Yes.
Because I want to share the shells that I received from the ocean, from Yemaya, that has blessed me with these beautiful, beautiful shells.
As they say in Nigeria, man, I have a belly full. The edification was magic. And this is again, man. It's the teacher thing in me. We creative people, we learn tactilely. We learn by seeing. So we have to do this, and I'm proud. I salute all of y'all for this, because we have to do this. We have to realize that in the times to come, our children, our great-grandchildren, this is going to be research to them. The libraries are becoming sort of extinct, and they're going to go however they can pull up this interview and hear us, and they're going to hear these things. So we have to really consciously be aware of those things. 100 years ago, we could go and read letters from Langston Hughes to Zora Neale Hurston. These are the equivalent of those things. So whenever you call me brother, I say yes, and I take the time, and it's my pleasure, because I understand historically what we're doing. This is archiving, and this is how it's done now, because it's a new way of recording things. There's nobody sitting and writing it down. This is going to be the main transcript. So an album and putting something together that we can put out there, I say yes, sign me up for it. You know what I mean? I think that's
right.
Really
and
important.
Also,
and this is important, man. This is important.
Yeah, and Red Pill was saying the other day at the gathering of the masters, he said he is so happy that he made not a digital, not something that is in the cloud, but something tangible that people can hold. And when you sign it, the signature on your piece, it has a lot of value.
Absolutely.
Sister, the juju. I don't know if you guys, and if you haven't, go and listen. Buju Banton talking last night on Drink Champs. I was so proud of him.
I saw it.
He talked about what you talked about, which was how all of a sudden is my music in the clouds. He said, I want the physical thing. And then he did the brother follow up by saying, they don't understand that when you record these things, when you did this analog thing, that you could hear the sound in the. He said there's an energy that's transferred, and that energy is lost with this digital need to be perfect or whatever the hell that is.
Yes.
And to take that, to cheat that from a child, to take that from the next generation of us, the little weirdo that likes to listen to music that's from his grandfather's time, and he's pulling things from it. To take that magic out and that juju out is cheating that child, and that's why we have we have to continue doing it, because this thing where you throw away everything because a new thing is in is madness. You teach a child, they don't. This is my September will be my 33rd year teaching. They took cursive out of the schools, and now they're putting it back, and they're doing it slow as possible. And I remember in 2010 asking my principal, so what if the child becomes a musician or somebody famous, and they got to sign an autograph? They're going to write block letters, and now she's looking at me like that just dawned on her.
Right.
You gotta, the pushback against this thing got to be fundamental on these levels. This right here, these kind of things to me is the new grassroots. This is how it gets around. This is my imagination, and I'm enough of a romantic about our struggle to imagine kids sitting down in 50 years listening to this and getting their minds blown and going, "Yo, you mean those people knew each other? Okay." Yes, that's it. That's the equivalent of like the photograph of the in Champs-Élysées and like the in the 30s or 40s with Picasso and Matisse and the Albert Camus that wrote The Stranger. It's like 5 in the morning, and you could tell that they were out drinking and reasoning, and all of them. So now you go, okay, so it wasn't a coincidence that all these people talked about the existentialism. No, they probably talked about it while they were all, getting inebriated and discussing life. And then you realize, Kafka writes The Stranger, the book, and Picasso goes in this, and all of a sudden you realize, so it wasn't haphazard. It was the same thing that we did tonight, where the symbiotic energies, and because we listen to each other, we do things that resonate forever. Because now existentialism is something you can study in school.
Yes.
And that was just a bunch of creatives sitting down and being honest about trying to understand and overstand the planet that they live on. And here we are again. I love this. Thank you.
And
I share for tonight.
Thank you. And I love the idea of putting it down in a recording in terms of a CD. You know what I mean? And just however we have to do it. And I know the griot is in agreement with it. And I know Ras E and the I is in agreement with it, and I'm totally agree with it because I had no idea how we're going to flow this thing. This came
absolutely
organically.
Not. I don't think none of us did.
Organically.
I don't think any of us did.
Hey,
Beautifully, magically. I love it.
Juju came out of the front. She came out of the gate in the front, and she never looked back, man. She held the pace all the way till and got the goal, and that's what's going on here. And we in August, right? Don't August have the gold symbol in front of that gust of wind, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
And I want to say
love
this.
It. Yes,
I don't even want to hang up, but I know I got to get my rest.
All right.
Yes,
we give thanks.
Likewise. I wish everybody a wonderful, wonderful rest of the night.
Yes.
Give thanks.
Friday we'll wrap again. Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes. I will tune in.
I'll keep y'all posted.
You know.
Yes.
I'll keep y'all posted on what's happening. A Blog Talk Radio has been acting kind of funny, but we got the juju out front, but we'll let the juju work, and we won't worry about it.
Yes, I. Yes. All right. Give thanks and praise and all the best, and we'll convene by the grace of the Almighty this coming Friday.
Sing. Bless up.
Love all alone.
Yes.
Love.
Much
Yes,
love.
I. Bless. Irie.
Almighty Jah, Rastafari. When it is revealed, let us be discreet. Compassion for the weak, the backbone of any society, is still morality. They discredited any concept of deity and still require stability. So what are the foundation of your laws, upon which you base your decree? The whole hierarchy of mute beasts have prohibitions, and there thou shalt not see. I sat on my bracket and say man after bat. Zachariah 12 is how me see the outcome come out. No matter what out them indulging so much mat, the highest righteous order right now we go win it out flat. Most true to principle humanity watch, and ensign the shout out and our outcry cry out that it's a reminder. It's a reminder. It's a reminder. It's a reminder. Universal morality is what is at stake. It's a reminder. His Majesty talk out for humanity's sake, and it's a reminder. It's a reminder. It's a reminder. In every do and a cut the lion motif is of God. Me root through the Red Sea Tabanta. You know with the ark of the covenant stand up. Morph speed through civilization of those. From Petra to Lalibela is a mosa. A South India connected the dancer. As the names tell the story of us. You know the Accra was in Jerusalem, Joseph us. 12 strands in the DNA goes. Reminder. It's a 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 reminder. I sat on my brook, you know, say man after bat. Zachariah 12 is how me see the outcome come out. No matter what, how them indulging so much, man, the highest righteous order right now I go win it out flat. Most true to principle humanity watch, and ensign the shout out and a outcry.